Hello guys, Lit here. So this video will be an update for Infernalist Sniper, and this is a full sniper setup. I do try to play around with Sniper Reaver, Sniper Frostmage, like for Sniper with Brute. At the end of the day, I think full Sniper is just the way to go. It performs a lot better from clearing perspective, so I stay with all Sniper. And there's a few things that I changed from the passive tree, but more or less the setup is still pretty similar to my previous video, but I want to make an update about the current setup that I'm using on the Infernalist. So there is two links on the descriptions. One will be master link, and the second will be the trade link for the jewels. Since this setup is pretty heavy on jewel, I will provide the trade link for that. So let's go into the passive tree. A small change in the passive tree is this section over here. As I mentioned in my last video about the gem link, this is no longer mandatory because of the changes where your minion is not dying when they're too far from you. They will be just immediately resurrected near you. So the revive node is no longer played that big of a deal because the minion itself doesn't die that much. Even if it dies, you still have cleric that can resurrect them pretty fast. So this node is no longer necessary. The file mending is also the same thing because of that patch. I think cleric works better now because they just need to resurrect minions that are dying, while before the patch the cleric basically resurrect every minion that dies because they are too far away from you, so the resurrection basically wasted on that part. So that's why I don't like to use cleric before. I prefer to use file mending, but after the new patch the cleric I think perform a lot better. That's why I'm not using file mending anymore. And this setup is more about the DPS setup. As you can see, like a lot of I take most of the minion nodes that I can, but if you want to have a little bit more ES, a little bit more defensive layer, you can take this 3 node over here and this 4 node over here, and you can put it on this one. This will give you energy shield, and there's this 3 point over here, and it will give you 1300 energy shield. So that's quite a lot of energy shield. With more energy shield, this will be more defensive setup, and it will give you more survivability because in this setup, because we cannot use Reaver, having a big energy is actually pretty good. Because in Gemling we have the Reaver to protect you, and we also chaos inoculations, so you are immune to chaos damage. But in Infernus we don't have that one, so having more ES is always good if you want to go more on the defensive layer. On the Ascendancy is still the same, Hellhound, Altered Flash, and Bedou's Hands and Bedou's Will. And because of Bedou's Will, this is probably the main difference in terms of like gearing for the Infernalist and Gemling. Infernalist, you kind of want to have that maximum life on the rolls because that also translates into spirit. Then this basically make the itemization a bit harder than Gemling. Gemling is very easy to gear. Infernalist is a little bit harder. So that's the downside of Infernalist. And in terms of DPS, I think Infernalist is a little bit better. Like this is 45k with the scatter shot, and then you can take this off, and we have like 71 to 72k for the sniper. So in terms of damage, it's probably more or less the same. If not, Infernalist is a little bit better. So there's no significant difference in terms of DPS. It's just in terms of Infernalist, you're going to have more spirit, so you can have more sniper. It's a lot easier to fit in some things on the Infernalist just because you have more spirit. That's about that. And I'm just using Firestorm here just because Flame Wall, it just fills the screen with Flame Wall. I cannot see what's happening, so I prefer to use Firestorms. So yeah, I think that's all about the setup. And if you want more detail, once again, you can click the master link on the descriptions. That will give you all the things that I'm using on the setup. And also the trick link if you want to use the setup and you want to look for the gems. That's linked to help you. If you guys have any questions, leave in the comment below. I will try my best to answer it. And thank you everyone for watching. If you like the video, consider like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.